officially underway, but we are still in the heat of hoop season here in New York. So let's get this holiday weekend and hoops edition of Sports Extra started right now.
It's time for Sports Extra, presented by your local Toyota dealers.
Well, this Knicks game is coming down to the wire, and an incredible fourth quarter comeback by New York. We still have a little bit less than 4 minutes to go in this game, so we are really appreciative if you are joining us right now on this Memorial Day weekend on this Sunday evening. This is Sports Extra, presented by your local Toyota dealers. I'm Tina Servasio. So in an effort to do anything possible to avoid going down 0-3 to the Indiana Pacers in this NBA's Eastern Conference Finals, Knicks head coach Tom Thibodeau changed his starting lineup without the impact of an injury and started Mitchell Robinson in the front court, sending Josh Hart to the bench. Now, the Knicks were down by as many as 20 points in this game, but have made their way all the way back. And as of right now, the New York Knicks have a 4-point lead with 3:19 to go. And what we're going to do right now is bring in our guest. Joining us live from The Athletic is national NBA reporter Mike Vorkunov. Mike, I know we've got minutes to go in this game. I know you have one eye on the Knicks and one eye talking to me here. Thank you so much for doing this. I guess it's not so much about the starting lineup, but in your eyes, how do the Knicks make this comeback a reality right now?
Yeah, it's been more so about the fourth quarter lineup, which has been as unexpected as you might possibly expect. More so than even the starting lineup. We had Landry Shamet and DeLon Wright coming out there to start the fourth quarter, which was, I don't think anyone had on their Tom Thibodeau bingo board coming into tonight. And now Karl Anthony Towns has had his signature moment with the Knicks. He's had, I believe at least 20 points in the fourth quarter here. And the Knicks are inexplicably now leading in a fourth, and in a game they were down by 20 in the second quarter, and I think we're down 10 heading into the fourth. So this has been a crazy game, to say the least.
And it's unbelievable to think that going into halftime, Brunson had 4 fouls, Towns had 3 fouls at that point right there. But Towns, I mean, first of all, he had an emphatic slam and got the and one, so that was a 3-point play right there. And then also another 3-pointer. What is it about Towns getting free and the kind of offense they're getting from him right now in the fourth?
Yeah, everything seems to be working for him. The three-pointers obviously are huge, and I think that kind of spacing and his threat from the perimeter has opened up some of the cutting and driving lanes for him here in the fourth quarter and allowed him to kind of go in and out and be able to score, at multiple levels of the floor. And the Pacers just have not had an answer for him, and they've also kind of shut down offensively too, and that's contributed to their problems.
Yeah, it's really impressive to think that with all those fouls and all the players out there, that they've been able to put up this kind of defense. Although Tyrese Halliburton just did make a jump shot to close within 2 points. It's now 96-94 with a little bit less than 3 minutes to go. What has also impressed you about these guys off the bench that haven't even played practically at all this Eastern Conference playoffs? Because, of course, the big storyline in the narrative has been these Knicks are tired against a very deep Pacers lineup that, of course, Rick Carlisle goes, 10-11 deep. What's made the difference here?
I don't know if it was by plan or out of necessity for Tom Thibodeau to go to DeLon Wright, Landry Shamet, Miles McBride, who's been in the rotation most of the time, but at least those first two have not seen a lot of minutes. I think at some point they had a lineup with 5 guys who had never shared the floor together at the same time this season in New York. And so Tom Thibodeau, well known for being a stickler for what has worked and short rotations, loosens the rotation, puts out a lineup that he's never tried before in the middle of probably the game that can decide their season. And they just had a kind of energy that the Knicks were missing. They had some offensive spark. Miles McBride has been huge. He's got 9 points in 13 minutes, and that helped kind of propel the Knicks to a run to start their fourth quarter.
And McBride just made 2 free throws as well. It was interesting. There was one point tonight where I was going to ask you, if the Knicks were down 0-3 and the Knicks lose this series, what is Tom Thibodeau's job status? We still have to play a 7-game series here, and this game is not over. But, why are those questions coming up about Thibodeau's future because of what's kind of gone on in those first 2 home games?
Yeah, listen, I think there was some shakiness, I would say is the word, about what his future would be like after the season if they lost in the first round or even the second round, even if it was against the Celtics. And I think everyone kind of thought he quieted those with that huge upset over the Celtics. But the first two games have not been good. His unwillingness to change his starting lineup, which had been getting outscored all playoffs long, his unwillingness to make quick substitutions, in the first quarter, the third quarter, some of that contributed to some of these issues for the Knicks. And those are all the changes that he made tonight, both with the starting lineup by putting Mitchell Robinson in, and then also trying new lineups and quicker changes in the second half.
Mike, it looks like we're going to keep you here for a couple more minutes to see how this shakes out. Knicks still up by 2, 98-96, about 2:30 to go in this game right now. Miles Turner did make a couple of free throws there, but Towns again, another layup by Karl Anthony Towns. I guess we can go back to Mitchell Robinson. What did you think of his impact starting this game from the tip?